Alright, boys and girls on YouTube, this is Matt here, and we're playing with the King Sealy Craftsman 80 103 table saw, and we're trying to get it square to the table, but guess what? It didn't want to do that, and it didn't want to do that because the mounts had their flashing was still inside there. So we drilled out the flashing to 27/64, which was the original hole size, but the flashing was left in there. And then we noticed on the end mounts that there is a whole lot of end play in here, and that's because they use this little spacer dude, this little 1/2 inch OD spacer, and they use this washer here, and they use a wave washer. I'm kind of stealing it right now. Get this guy out of here. So they use this. Come on. Oh, it's all greased up. It doesn't want to go. So they use this kind of arrangement to take up the slack. They use a washer and the wave washer to take up this end play here. It's really bad. It doesn't really work. So we machined our own custom spacer, which is the same height. Can't really see it here, but I didn't really measure it, but it's within a few thousandths. I don't care, it's close enough. So I'm going to keep the wave washer. I was going to discard that, but the wave washer is going to help with some of the take up, and I was going to just leave a thou here of end play so that it has freedom to move, but I over machined it, and the wave washer just seemed to work out just fine. So the next thing is to get into the front here, which is really dodgy, and clean that up. And we replaced the spring for the miter stop because it was dead, and gonna get into it some more here. And I also cheated because I have a lathe. This is a 5/8 arbor saw, and I made a custom little take-up bushing. It's a shoulder bushing. So unless you have a lathe wanting to do work, just sitting there, you're kind of stuck. Unless you don't care about trapezoidal cuts, which I don't want trapezoidal cuts. I want square cuts. I'm picky. Get Sharpie out of here. So yeah, sorry about the framing. This one-handed here. So we're gonna get that back together, and we'll get in on the front here. Let's see how bad it is. I think it's not so good either. And we could use some rust removal here. Could seriously use some rust removal. Not that that's a big deal, it's cosmetic. It just looks bad. But that's about it for the King Sealy for the moment. It's coming along, but like a lot of Craftsman products, they were kind of half thought out and halfway put together, and they just kind of threw it out there. This the miter set screw is a real pain in the ass. I think it really should have been settable from the other side. You've got more clearance on the other side of the saw, but that's me, you know. And it should have a lock screw but that would complicate things, I think. You wouldn't be able to lock it while you're trying to keep the setting preserved. Overall, it's in pretty good shape. Looks like Zamac gears again. And we'll clean it and get some grease on her and see where we go from there.